Authorities are investigating an officer-involved shooting that took place today in Bayard. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, the Nebraska State Patrol says an officer-involved shooting took place Tuesday in the southeast corner of Bayard. Preliminary, unconfirmed reports say the incident took place around 11:30 in the southeast part of the community, with multiple shots fired and a male transported to Regional West with multiple gunshot wounds. Troop E Captain Kurt Von Minden says the Nebraska State Patrol will handle the investigation at the request of the Morrill County Sheriff's Office, and a news conference with additional details will take place this evening at Scottsbluff's Troop E headquarters in Scottsbluff. As to broadcast time, the name of the victim and the agency involved were not released. Well, a new addition will soon be coming to the Lied Scottsbluff Public Library. At a city council meeting earlier this month, library director Aaron Aschenbrenner approached the council about installing 3 digital signs outside the library. She told members that these signs will help advertise the library's services to the community.
The following we have at the library is fantastic, they're very supportive, but it's also very close and it's hard for us to reach those other areas. So something we're looking into, and we got the quote, we got the funds through an anonymous donor, and the Library Foundation is putting 3 digital signs up on the pergola out front of the library. They will face 18th Street, 4th Avenue, and 3rd Avenue, which are the 3 busiest locations. And we will also open it up to allow other nonprofits and community groups to post their events and services on the boards as well.
The signs will be funded through an anonymous donor to the tune of $55,000, and the digital signs will also be able to be controlled by an app on Aschenbrenner's phone to manually dim the signs to reduce light pollution. Well, coming up after the break, Bill Boyer's in with your Tuesday evening forecast. He'll have that right after the break here on KNEB.TV News.
At Platte Valley Bank, we believe it shouldn't cost you money to access your money. That's why we offer free ATMs anytime, anywhere. Whether you are across town or traveling abroad, there won't be an added expense to access the funds in your Platte Valley Bank account. Free ATMs are just one of the great benefits of banking with us. Stop by to talk to one of our friendly associates to discuss what else Platte Valley Bank has to offer.
This is KNEB.TV weather from the KNEB Storm Center, your trusted source for weather.
How about partly cloudy skies through the evening hours? Temps going to fall down eventually into the upper 50s. Another very pleasant night out there tonight. And really a mainly dry forecast coming. It's going to be pretty nice, really clear through the holiday weekend. Warmest temps look to be this weekend as they slowly warm up over the course of the next several days. We hit 78 yesterday. That still about 10 degrees below normal. Actually added in another few hundredths of an inch of moisture. We're still going to be 1.5 inches plus below normal for the month of June when we wrap up this month, and a little over an inch below normal for the year. Very comfortable out here right now. Beautiful looking last couple of days of June. 80s line all of pretty much Nebraska right now, South Dakota as well. 70s and 80s in Colorado and Wyoming. It looks like temps primarily in the 70s and 80s here as well. 83 in Valentine, 76 Sidney and Kimball. There's a 73 over in Cheyenne. Winds are light under 10 miles an hour. A gorgeous evening. Severe weather threat is very minimal and confined well off to our northeast for today. That stays away from us. No severe weather threat tomorrow or even on into Thursday, as it's going to remain dry here across the high plains for the next several days, really, for the most part. Can't rule out an isolated hit or miss thunderstorm. Chances 10 to 20% at best. Situation tonight, an isolated storm. That's it. Otherwise, partly cloudy skies. Lows overnight. Going to fall down into the 50s here across the area. Not quite as cool, but still another very comfortable night. Lows in the mid-50s. Tomorrow we start the day with partly cloudy skies, breaking the cloud towards the middle of the day. Isolated hit or miss thunderstorms. These may be a little overdone on this particular forecast model. Can't rule out a few of them, though, tomorrow here across the area. Not enough that everybody's going to get some. Certainly, it's going to be very isolated. Upper 70s to low 80s out there. And as we look at precip, it's going to be very spotty and scattered. You'll see a few areas trying to pick up some decent moisture out of this. If you get under one of those heavier storms, you certainly may see that, but most of us will stay dry. Tonight especially, 57 for a low with light winds. Tomorrow, about a 10 to 20% chance of a storm. 86 your expected high. Otherwise, just partly cloudy. And continue that forecast until further notice. Partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies all the way through the holiday weekend and into next week. Temperatures in the 80s this week will warm into the 90s over the weekend and into the start of early next week. So the last day of June tomorrow all the way through the first 6-7 days of July look to be pretty quiet and comfortable here across the region.
At 21st Century Equipment, we're proud to introduce the new Build Your Own tool. Build the John Deere you've been wanting and see how affordable it really is. Visit 21stcenturyequipment.net to build your own compact utility tractor, mower, or gator. It's easy to add implements, attachments, and view financing options. Build the exact tractor for your needs at a price you can afford, all from the comfort and safety of home, with the new Build Your Own tool at 21stcenturyequipment.net.
Hydrozen. Unplug and recharge. What is Hydrozen? It's total body relaxation. It's total body recharge. It's floating weightless on water. Floating your aches, pains, stresses, and worries away. Hydrozen is a revolutionary new therapy using Epsom salt saturated water as a way to relax and rejuvenate your body. And it's now available in Scottsbluff. It is for most ages and has many benefits to the mind and body. Visit hydrozenfloat.com or call us at 308-63-FLOAT.
You might not know that Renewal by Anderson is a local family business. The owner here is Andy Stelflew. He's a fourth-generation rancher who learned about customer service and the land of opportunity early on.
Over and over again I heard, it's about the customer. It's signature service, treating the customer the right way. What a blessing it is to live in America. What a blessing it is to live in a country of the free, that if you want to do something grow, you can.
Renewal by Anderson, great windows and great local people who never forget it's about the customer.
Welcome back. An August pre-trial hearing date has been set for a 38-year-old California man charged with breaking into Sandy's Burritos last month. Jarvis Carswell has pleaded not guilty to the Class 2A burglary charge and has an August 18th pre-trial hearing date. Carswell was arrested after photos and videos of a suspect matching his description breaking into the Gering business went viral on social media. Court records say he told police he forced entry through the drive-through window. Well, authorities in Cheyenne are seeking information about an attempt to make off with an ATM. Last week, officers were dispatched to the Platte Valley Bank branch on Vanda High Avenue, and police found an abandoned blue Ford F-250 with an ATM attached that had been pulled from its original location. Investigators believe the vehicle had been stolen from a nearby residence a few hours prior to the incident at the bank. No arrests have been made as of yet as the investigation continues. And Nebraska health officials are continuing to work to persuade residents of rural parts of the state where coronavirus vaccination rates remain low to get their shots. Vaccination rates in the state's rural counties tend to lag far behind the rates in the state's urban counties. Only about 40% of the adults in rural parts of Nebraska are fully vaccinated, compared with more than 60% of those living in the state's metropolitan areas. As part of the effort to reach rural areas, state health officials participated in a forum hosted by the Center for Rural Affairs on Tuesday. Well, coming up after the break, Chabella Guzman in with a check-in on Ag News. She'll have that in just 90 seconds.
This year, W2 means we double. Reganis Auto Center will double your down payment on any pre-owned vehicle on their lot. Turn $500 into $1,000. Turn $1,500 into $3,000. Use that money to get out of your lease or a vehicle you owe too much on, or to lower your monthly payments. For a limited time only, double your down payment only at Reganis Auto Center on East Overland and East 27th Street in Scottsbluff, your volume discount dealer.
This chair is way too big. It's perfect for us. This one's tiny. That's 'cause it's mine. Hey, this chair is just right. This bed is way too hard. It's perfect for me. This bed is way too soft. Just what I needed. This bed is just right. So come on over to Leeds Heads!
In boots, new and old, you've walked the rows of life, a fence length of time. You fought the floods, snow, and sweltering heat, and lifted breathing and settled pain. With a smile and a cry, you've strengthened your community and future generations. Sometimes with nothing to say. Often can't say enough. Like, let me do it again.
This is KNEB.TV Ag News from the FNBO Ag Desk. FNBO, the great big small bank.
Irrigation season is underway in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, and as many growers and irrigations expected, there will be an irrigation allocation. The Bureau of Reclamation in Wyoming began sending allocation numbers out on June 17th and will continue sending out information every Thursday to the irrigation districts until the end of September. Mike Fulham, Wyoming Bureau Branch Chief of Water and Civil Works, explains the amount of water in acre feet the Bureau began with for the allocation.
The initial supply, which is the big number that we look at, was 861,403 acre feet. So that's how much water within Pathfinder and Guernsey, and then Lake Alice, Little Lake Alice, Lake Winters Creek, and Lake Minnetonka. And so we have all this water within our system. From that, we divide it between Wyoming and Nebraska. So there's a percentage that Nebraska gets out of that initial supply. There's a percentage that Wyoming gets.
The numbers will change somewhat each week. Fulham says they are calculating the allocation numbers today for the next week.
And we also coordinate with the state to make sure that the numbers that we're seeing are correct. Like to have them double checked. And so once we get those numbers, we calculate them on Wednesday, and then we'll send out the letter on Thursday.
The letter is sent via email, so the districts have it immediately. Fulham says the numbers will change up or down, and the weekly information will allow for growers to adjust their irrigation.
The Verizon family is full of frowns because they're spending too much for their unlimited data and phones, while the Viero family is all smiles because they're getting 4 lines of unlimited data with 2 free Apple iPhone SE for mom and dad and 2 free LG K31 smartphones for the kids, all for just $100 a month. They're saving so much, they're able to get Fido. Find out how you can too at Viero.com or your nearest Viero store. Viero Wireless, keeping you connected.
When it comes to helping local folks with the loans and financial advice they need, we don't horse around. Our only goal is to help you and your family achieve your financial goals with the right loans and savings products. So if you want to bank with people that care about you and your financial needs, stop by or give us a call. First State Bank. We're big on you. Member FDIC. Online at fsbcentral.com.
Well, let's take a look what's happening on today's community calendar. That's a look at today's community calendar, brought to you by First State Bank, honoring those who give back. Nominate your community champion at fsbcentral.com.
Western CPAP Supply has earned an impeccable professional reputation within the Wyoming and Western Nebraska region. Helping you get a good night's sleep is our passion. Our amazing team understands sleep disorders from a personal and professional level. We use CPAPs and BiPAPs too, and sometimes it just helps to work with people who share common ground. Our accredited CPAP supply company is approved by Medicare and Medicaid and is in network with every major insurance company in the region. Western CPAP Supply. We're here to help.
Why bank at a local community bank? When you choose a local community bank, you keep money in our local economy. That money helps support local jobs, schools, and businesses. Money that helps fund a stronger and prosperous community for us all to enjoy and live in. At Platte Valley Bank, we are here to help build and support the community we love being a part of. We believe that together, we can make great things happen. Platte Valley Bank.
And finally tonight, a longtime advocate of youth baseball in Scottsbluff has stepped up to the plate to secure funding for a project at Cleveland Field in Scottsbluff. Dan Windhorst addressed the City Council earlier this month for a funding request to replace fencing down the first and third baselines at the complex.
We need to increase the gate where we run the batting cage through. It's about an 8-foot gap, and that batting cage is about 20 foot wide. You have to work it through, and if we can increase that a little bit. And there's a gate down at the end of this first base line that is sitting in the dirt. You can't pick it up, move it, or anything. They will put a new gate in there, about an 8-foot gate, so that you can at least get in and out of the right field.
Windhorst also said the fabric is on the wrong side of the posts of the fence, and this funding will address that issue as well. The council approved roughly $7,100 of council discretionary funds for these improvements at Cleveland Field. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. We'll see you here next time.